Recording. Hello, it's Howard Brown. It's the Shining Brightly Show. Oh my God, I have one of my most favorite people to me today, Christa Rose. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm so honored that you're having me on. And thank you so much to your listeners and your viewers for spending their precious time watching me, hearing my stories, and collaborating with you.
Well, I have to tell you, our dear friend Sinette gave you the nickname Rosebud, and it's so applicable. You are just a blossoming rosebud, and all that you do, you have your rose. I love the nickname. She calls me her miracle man. I got a special shirt today for our show, Cancer
Yes,
Sucks. So
yes.
for those that'll see the pictures or listening, I'm wearing a Cancer Sucks t-shirt today, and we'll find out why about that in a little bit. Let me tell you about Christa, who's actually just across the water. I'm in outside of Detroit, Michigan, and she's in Canada, in Ontario. We are really close, but it's absolutely amazing. So let me tell you about Christa. Christa is the author of Amazon #1 best-selling book, Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure. Cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. Wow, just let that sink in. She teaches others that the way they think, talk, and act creates their reality by using her profound experiences from surviving a head-on collision, um, holding her husband as he took his last breath. Wow. Continues battling from chronic illnesses. And she's an international speaker, a TV co-host with us on the Soul Diamond Author Journey, healthcare advocate, and nutritionist. And she's also a holistic in her message. So you can move from living a life in pain to the life that you love. And so, Krista, welcome. The bio is just inspiring there. But tell us how you shine brightly each day.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing question. And I think everybody should ask that themselves every morning. So, one of the things I do generally, I've started this random act of kindness. So, I've taken my books and randomly put them in different spots. And I literally write in, if you find this book, there's no coincidence, it's meant to be. This is a book for you. You're going to find a message and hopefully change your life. And I leave it all over the place. And I have received some emails back saying, you're probably not even going to get this, probably one of your team. And I'm thinking, no, it's really me. And they share, how it inspired them or changed their life. But that's maybe on a bigger picture. Every single day, and I can use yesterday as an example, I find even little ways to spread kindness. So for instance, yesterday, I was getting a coffee and someone, you could tell she screwed up the order about like 5 times with someone else. And the other person was getting so mad at her. And my heart just was going to her. And I just said, so I pulled out, we're in Canada, we have loonies for $1. Don't even get into that. So I pulled out a loonie as a tip and I said, here you go. It looks like you kind of had a rough day. And thank you so much for making my coffee perfect. And she says, oh my goodness, you have no idea. I've been on my feet. And she continued on with her story. And I listened, I held space for her. So yeah, that's one of the ways I try to shine brightly every day.
And you and I are identical because I look in the mirror, okay? Because most people look in the mirror, they don't look like what they see. And I say my daily mantra, which is to I am grateful, okay? I am blessed and I am lucky. And who can I lift up today? And we do that by choosing kindness is the first thing that we do. And so that's why we're so aligned. It's beautiful. Now, I want to
Absolutely.
dig in because the show, we don't have a lot of time. It's a short show. It's a tease, so everyone can get to know you. And just tell me, you've been through a lot. So, tell me about your resiliency. I mean, you've been through a lot. So start there with a quick background on what you've overcome.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I overheard my mom say, yeah, she was a mistake, a big oops. Now, having said that, my brother was only 2 months old and she got pregnant for me. So I wasn't quite planned. But being a child, what did I hear? I was a mistake. That's not what she meant. She, was saying it casually to a bunch of women. And now she says I was a pleasant surprise. But again, back then, all I heard was I was a mistake. And if you're a mistake, what do you have to do? You have to fix yourself. You have to fix others. So it became this perfectionism. I don't get into my childhood a lot. My parents were divorced, very, very unstable and abusive. But what I did do was I persevered and I wanted to have a life that I didn't have. So I fast tracked through school. I became a nutritionist. I met the love of my life, named Robert, and we had a son. I moved up as a director in the hospital. And it was shortly after my career, I was driving home, and that's when it was the first day of spring. And who would have thought we had a massive snowstorm? I mean, what? We're supposed to have flowers. And as I was driving home, my car started sliding, and I saw these bright lights coming towards me, and yeah, it was a full-size pickup truck. And not only did it smash into my car and cause all these injuries, it brought back all this pain and all these memories from my childhood, and things that I've stepped down. I had a best friend who passed away, and I never really went through all that stuff. I had all the survivor's guilt. So that led me down a path of spiraling down in addiction. And I'm saying this right now because that was one of my secrets, because I want to look like someone who has it all together. If I'm a mistake, who has an addiction? But guess what? The face of addiction can look like anything. So at first, my addiction was like validation. And then it was my pain pills because I wanted to not feel. And as I continued on doing that, it says right on the bottle, alcohol may intensify the effects of this medication. I thought, great. So I opened a bottle of wine. And what I say is not good to keep things bottled up. Not a good joke, but that didn't end up well. I completely spiraled down, and I, did end up in a recovery home. I'm so grateful for that, because in that recovery home, I learned the tools of how to basically live life on life's terms, regardless of what you go through. And I needed those tools because 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day, as you said in my bio, my husband passed away. He had leukemia, and we only knew for 2 weeks. I thought he had mono. So when he went through that, we had a 4.5-year-old son, and I would have totally lost everything. My son would have lost two parents, but I had those tools from spiraling down. And I truly believe it was meant to be that I got in that car accident and that I did spiral down. So I had the tools to be that mother that I so wanted to be. See, I didn't sign up to be a widow. I signed up to be a wife, but I had to learn acceptance. So that was a really big thing.
That's resilience. That's resilience. And what I call that, and we've read each other's books inside and out, that walk in darkness, okay, you learned from it. Okay. Now, some people take a longer walk in darkness, and you did, and I have, and you've got to get out of there. And I have to tell you, it's so commendable, that resilience, that hope that you've been able to pull yourself back up. But you don't do that alone. You do that with the light of others, and that's really how it works. Now, I want to get into the book because I love this. I keep this at my bedside. Everyone can see it if you're watching on the video. She's
That's
got the
great
book
because I
in
have yours
behind
as
her.
well.
Oh, we got both our books up there. But I want the acronyms that you use, okay, and I'm going to talk about the one that's funny that we always use though, but cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life that you love. And I've got Mr. Poop here with me for those watching on video, Squeezy Poop. Okay, we're going to cut the crap. Tell her what the acronym means.
So when I say that crap, I use clarity, resolves all possibilities. And it's so true. Break that down, really think about it. And when you have that clarity in your life, you're not focusing on the pain. And really, what I do and what my book is about is not focusing on the pain, those tragedies I went through. I'm battling a chronic illness right now. It's a visible illness. I've gone through quite a few, but I don't let that stop me. So, what I do is I learn to shift my mindset from pain to a place of passion and purpose. And it wasn't easy. So I made my book really easy, funny to read, full of acronyms and lots of humor. I had to get my mother's approval. Like, for instance, what's the G spot? Is gratitude, of course. I'm going to throw that up right away. It's with a little bit bigger writing. And you know what? I really just hope to inspire people from my story. I become very vulnerable. And when you get to that conclusion, you will not only start living a life you love, you will start living a life you like. Because you know how many people are walking around right now who really don't like their life? It is surprising. They look on Facebook and social media and they think, oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? And they put on this mask. And that's what I hope to expose by being vulnerable, by saying, look at, this is what someone who's a survivor looks like. This is what someone who's an addict looks like. This is someone who lives with invisible illnesses, chronic pain, disability. Sometimes I use a cane, and I'm used to be really self-conscious about that and my walker. And now if I have to do it, I have to do it. So yeah, that's kind of the Cole's Nose version.
You have turned your purpose, your pain into purpose, and your people don't know you don't really don't know someone until you walk in their shoes a little bit, and you know these invisible disabilities. There's people walking around out there you just don't know, and most people what we worry about is isolation. Okay, if you do it in isolation, that's where darkness and addiction and other things can happen, the bad stuff. But I always tell people that if you don't have a support group or a group of trusted caregivers, we'll help build one for you. That's what I do. That's what you do.
Oh,
We can help find you the right help and get you pointed in the right direction. But you've got to help try to lift yourself up so then you can go lift up others. And it all starts with our first word, kindness.
yes.
By buying someone a random cup of coffee, you don't know how you change their day. And again, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So there's one other word called wait. What's that acronym mean? Wait.
So I love the word wait because before we impulsively do that, stop and wait. And I use it WAIT for what am I thinking? So what are we thinking? Are we thinking all these negative thoughts? Are we beating ourselves up? Are we thinking about everything that happened yesterday, all these negative things, and we lose hope? And my second one is why am I talking? If you think about it, what's one thing everybody loves to do? Gossip and complain. Oh my goodness, my back hurts. Someone stole my alien child. Someone's, my mother's bugging me and all this stuff. And we complain and then we gossip about someone else. And you never know how deadly that gossip could be. So why am I talking? And most importantly, why am I talking to myself? Am I beating myself up saying I'm not good enough? Oh my goodness, I left dishes in the sink and people are going to think I'm a slob. That is not it. So stop before you speak, even to yourself. And the last one is what actions I'm taking. Are you spreading kindness? Are you stopping to take a moment and acknowledge other people? Listen to them, share your stories, and look at the actions you're taking every day. And is it enhancing the world or are you, bringing fear, kindness or fear, love or fear?
It's so beautiful. And I'll add two others. One that we learned from Diane Garger in our author journey show, which we're going to talk about next, is that
Sure.
also bring a little joy to yourself
Yes.
and others each day. Also, what I call find your happy place. Now, mine's the
Yes.
basketball court. I'm on a timeout right now for a little bit, but find a place that you love. It could be cooking, it could be meditation, it could be hiking, it could be travel, it could be the beach, it could be water, it could be anything, nature, art. Just do that and schedule it in and go there to your stress-free zone. And it's so repairing and healthy. And it could be, meditation and mantras and music. So all that. I want to get into we both be over the last year have become TV hosts. And we are on a program called the Author, I'm sorry, Soul Diamond Author Journey. And it's every Wednesday. We record live to about 100, over 100,000 people on E360 TV. And Sinette Van Breda, our fairy godmother, our dancing queen butterfly, basically, we all got introduced to her. And then our life energy, Laura Ballet also joins us. And we basically bring authors in. What does that show mean to you? And how much fun are we having? doing
Oh
that
my
show.
goodness, we are having so much fun. First of all, I got to meet amazing people globally, not just you guys, but globally around the world. And not only do we hear all these amazing books and stories, we get to see the person, the author behind the words, behind the pages. And it really has opened my eyes to, first of all, the different kind of books, the meanings behind the books, and we get to dance on TV. And one thing I really want to stress is for anybody who's an author, we really want to open it up because we want you to shine. We make sure the focus is on you. And you can say you've been on a TV show, you get featured in a magazine. You also are on a YouTube station and channel that is shared. So there's so many benefits. And again, you will walk away. I guarantee not one person has said anything different, but you will walk away saying, this has been amazing, the time of my life, and so inspired and so full of happiness.
I couldn't say it any better because the art of storytelling is really important, but how your message is received out there, because we all read the books individually, we ask them questions, but we actually find out who they are, what they were thinking, what their process was. And we've done stuff from a franchise manual to a murder mystery to people's, pain into a real life transformation. And we're going to keep doing it. And it's one of my favorite parts of the week is to do
Me
the
too.
the Soul Diamond author journey with you. Now, also the other thing is that authorship is important. We've both written our own books, but we've also participated in collaborative books. And so here's another one I'm holding up called The Soul Diamond Author
Yeah,
Journey. And you participated with 20 other women and you told
I'm
a
in there
fraction
too.
of your story. You wrote a chapter. Okay.
Yes.
And that's how you got involved and expand your word. And we've also been in another one coming called The Art of
Art of
Connection,
collection. Yeah,
another group,
yes.
heart-centered people, okay, telling the story. This one's The Art of Connection, of 365 days of abundance. They had gratitude and transformation. And in one page, I'm doing shining brightly with abundance. You keep in with your brand and you share people, and every day you get to read a little bit of inspiration. I think it's a beautiful way, and we invite
It's
others to come join us.
it's amazing. I am so happy. And I got to meet Robert W. Jones on his show. And, he's authentic. And that's what this book is about. Authentic people sharing authentic stories.
It is, and we shout out to Robert W. Jones, DW, Natalie McQueen, our publishing friend, also in the book, and Buddy Thornton, the human
Yes.
AI editor extraordinaire, and just incredible people, right? We've just been blessed with such a surrounding, and I feel so welcome, supported, engaged, and then that whole crew. And it's about 1,500 authors now out of all the volumes of the books that'll be out in January. I also did another one called 52 Secrets of Goal Setting. And participating in these collaboratives, anthologies, is very interesting work because you're writing a page or a chapter and you're not writing the whole book. And I don't know about you, but writing a whole book took me 3.5 years. And I
True.
dictated it on Zoom, and it doesn't happen overnight to publish that way. So it takes time. And I am working
Yeah.
on book two. Are you working on book two?
I actually just got offered a book deal yesterday, so it's funny you should ask that.
Wow.
But I just wanted to say one more thing about the Art of Connection that blew
Sure.
me away. It's going to be entered in the Library of Congress. I mean,
That's right.
who would have thought? And it's going to be featured on the Jumbotron in New York. So, I mean, the amount of bonuses that your story can impact other people when they buy this book will be extraordinary.
Yeah. So I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So we met in New York, okay, and
Yes,
you were on the jumbotron. It was really, I have to tell you, between Sinette and Natalie, we couldn't stop hugging. I mean, it
I
was
know.
just incredible energy because I only spent 45 minutes in Times Square with you because I had to take the train back to New Jersey, but it was such a highlight. It was incredible. Now, I want to switch the topic, and because the last part of my book chapter is basically called sharing hope. And you and I, hope is the fuel that gets us through almost every day. What
Yes.
does hope mean to you?
Hope has changed my life because I finally realized I can't be that perfectionism. Um, so it stands for heck over pleasing everyone. And then it leads down to hold on, pain ends.
Wow. you have so many acronyms of book and you explain them and apply them. And it's actually, it makes the book very a page turner. And I just love it. So it's really, really incredible. And so it's just wow. So what are you working on now? Your book deal, great. What else you got going on?
Yeah, so not only am I now collaborating with another author, there's only going to be 10 of us. We're all going to be writing a chapter. I am collaborating with a lot of different organizations, one called EPIC, and it stands for Empowering People with Invisible Chronic Conditions. And it's not just physical conditions, it can be emotional conditions, grief of loss of identity, mental. There's just so many things, and they offer so much support. I do speaking for them, and all the proceeds from my book I'm giving to them right now to help support them, and just an amazing organization. And I look forward to collaborating with just more and more people to spread more inspiration, more passion, and more joy around the globe.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. With your permission, I want to get the link and include that in the show notes. And when we push
Absolutely.
this out over social media to expose the organization and let people learn more about that, I think it's truly incredible. Well, this is a short show, so I'm going to put on sunglasses. I'm going to ask you to put on your sunglasses and hold up your rose. This is the Shining Brightly Spotlight. This is the time where you and I are sharing our light with the world. I want you to tell people how best to get a hold of you. Okay, there'll be lots of links to social and your book and things like that, but the best way to get a hold of you. And then I'd love to leave our audience with some inspiration.
Absolutely. So really the best way to get a hold of me is through my website, christarose.com, and it's spelled as my mother says, don't hold me to it, Christ with an A, Christa, Rose, Rose.com. And you can also email me at messagechrista@gmail.com. And one of my inspirations is be kind, spread joy, spread inspiration, be vulnerable, and show up for people.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm inspired by that. So it's incredible. You are incredible. So this has been an amazing show, and it's packed with so much knowledge, wisdom, and goodness that people can really apply to their lives. And I am encourage people to reach out to us. And you know what? If we can't help you, we can connect you. We are connectors. We know our networks are huge, and we can connect you with the right people. So I put that as an open offer to anyone for that as well. And so anyone going through their struggles, but anyone going through good things too, go help
Absolutely.
others, right?
Yeah.
Go help others. So this is the Shining Brightly Show. You can reach me at shiningbrightly.com. And at the website, you'll learn all about the podcast. You want to hire me to speak and make your event shine, or your fundraiser, or be on a panel, please contact me. Also, my advocacy and the book are there, but the advocacy is most important. So I do a lot of work in the cancer field about telling people to get screened and not get cancer. Okay. And if you do get diagnosed, how to actually get through that journey. And then also survivorship, which both of you and I are living every single day. Survivorship is hard. Okay. But you can do it, and you can get up, and you should get up, and we'll help you get up. And that's really important. And I work with entrepreneurs at Babson College, and I do interfaith advocacy because in this time of uncertainty, knowing the other, that's why we're here. And so I love that type of work as well. And so just remember, if you choose, okay, kindness and giving and healing and joy and not to hate, okay, we become a force multiplier for good and positive change, right? So let me give a little shout out, thanks to some of my folks that make me look good, aka sponsors. Front Edge Publishing, my book publisher. Read the Spirit magazine, where I blog at least monthly. Amplify You, that is my podcast finishing house. They make me look great every week as we build up and reach people. Also, there's a group actually called Speak, Inspire, and Prosper that just came on board. And then also the going through a chemo moment here for a second. Oh, we have to give a shout out to Diamond Moments Magazine, which I get to feature a podcast in every month. This magazine is incredible. It's so rich, full of life affirming transformation and stories of hope. So, it's free, it's online, it's digital, it's clickable, absolutely incredible. So, shout out to Sine and to Sinette for the Diamond Moments Magazine as well. Just remember, if you choose to shine brightly just a little bit each day for yourself and then lift up others, the world, your neighborhood, your community, your family will all be in a better place. Christa, Rose, Rosebud, thank you. You are beautiful, and this is incredible.
Thank you so much.